Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciarra, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. So I'm back again with another fun little pick a card here, and this is going to be choose your journey. Where is this doorway taking you? So we're going to kind of see, based on which doorway you are attracted to, kind of what is the journey that you're going on currently, what is the energy around that, where is it leading you. So definitely do listen to your intuition very closely about which of these doorways you find yourself being the most attracted to. I also do want to mention that if you guys are interested in helping to support this channel and its continued growth, do definitely go and check out all the various links down below to my social media. I have multiple different kinds of Instagram pages now, some specifically just for tarot, some for artwork, all that. And of course, there's links to my Patreon where you guys can get personal readings, exclusive pick-a-cards, coloring pages, all kinds of fun stuff. So let me go ahead and introduce each one of these doorways to you and show them a little bit more up close. So for doorway number 1, and I've also included different crystals for you guys as well. So pile 1 or doorway 1 has the polychrome jasper, and the doorway is this one. For pile 2, we have the aqua calcite with this doorway. For those that are attracted to the third doorway with the Libyan desert tektite, we have this doorway. For those that might be attracted to the rose quartz or doorway number 4, your doorway will be this one. Focus. There we go. And lastly, for those who are attracted to the heart-shaped gold stone here with the 5th doorway, this will be your doorway. So again, as I said, select your doorway using your intuition. If you are attracted to more than one doorway, that is perfectly fine, because again, these are still general messages. So not every card, not every message may resonate for you personally. And it might be spread across more than one situation here. So we're going to go ahead and see what the kind of journeys are that we are going to be traveling along through these doorways. So let's go ahead and jump into it. For those of you who are attracted to the first doorway here, come on, focus. This first doorway, and the message from this doorway for you guys is offering. So abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. So clearly for you guys, a big part of what the journey is that you're going on here has to do with creating the abundance that you want to see in your life. And the greatest way to do that for you is going to be through sharing, through definitely, I feel like, gratitude practices, and to really look at the world as a positive and giving place instead of coming from things with a sense of lacking. Also, I feel like for a lot of you who pick this pile, it might be very beneficial to work with specific deities, to create and dedicate altars or a space that is kind of sacred where you give offerings, because very much if you want to receive something, you got to give something. That is the equal exchange, the law of equivalent exchange here, alchemy, that kind of thing, in order to manifest what you want. That goes into like, hey, if this is what you want to manifest, you're thinking about, you're putting that thought, that action out there into the universe, then you have to live in accord with that through your actions that you do. You have to give. You have to work towards that thing, and the universe helps to assist you to have it come along even faster. So that is the message from this particular doorway. So with that, we're going to jump into the tarot and some oracle cards as well. So let's see what the tarot has to say about the journey you are going on. So first off, we have the Queen of Cups. She's a highly intuitive figure. There might be actually somebody who is going to be very inspiring along your path, who you're going to meet, who is an intuitive person or very emotional person. They could be of a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or have that somewhere in their chart. Or maybe, again, this is representing you stepping into your own personal power, understanding how to listen and follow your intuition, and really coming from everything from a place of love and nurturing and following your heart. Let's see what else is happening on this particular journey. And we have the Two of Wands. So clearly, the world is here at your fingertips. And I feel like, again, that very much plays into this fact of listening to your intuition about what it is you're trying to move towards or what it is you're trying to manifest, because you have to, again, listen to that call. No decision that you make or no direction that you decide to move in is going to lead to something bad for you. That is what the Two of Wands is representing here. It's like no decision you make is going to be a bad one, as long as you are, you're being decisive, like, hey, that is the direction I'm going to move in. That is where I want to head towards. And, here are the XY things that I need to do and I need to plan for in order to make that happen. So again, you're kind of, if you really want to give it your all to something that lights you up, and especially your soul, then you need to put also practical planning behind that as you're traveling. And I definitely feel like a lot of you who pick this pile, you have an interest in worldly traveling, discovering the world. The world is going to be a very influential thing on you. Other cultures, other ways of living, society, communicating, that's all going to be playing a big role in how you approach things. And lastly, we also have the Death card here. So clearly very heavy on the water element, water signs. Again, Death card represents Scorpio, and this is massive transformation. You are going to be shedding old layers and stepping into a new version of yourself through this, through loving and caring and nurturing for yourself and your own abilities, listening to your psychic abilities. This is definitely feeling a bit like a kind of a psychic awakening for some of you. So let's go ahead and look at some of the oracle cards that we got here. So first up, we got flow, and look at this image. It's so pretty. We got the bright full moon right there. So the full moon is going to be very influential on you. It's the feminine aspect, and that feminine aspect is going to be very important overall, whether it's an actual physical person around you, or again, this represents your own energy that you need to tap into, that feminine flow. You need to flow with where the universe is trying to direct you. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this particular card and see what it has to say for you guys specifically. So with this, it's talking about the meandering river. So there are times to hold on tight to the shore, and there are times to enter the flow. Notice where life is going and move in that direction. Watch for signs and follow them. Don't resist. When you go with the flow, your life force expands and healing on all levels abounds. This is also the time to release old limiting patterns. Forgive and let go of the need to be right about your beliefs. If you aren't feeling the smooth current of life, it might mean that you're being self-critical or judgmental. When you enter the flow with gratitude and love, you'll find blessings surround you. You'll enter into a state of grace and healing all abound. So exactly, you guys need to not be so critical of yourself. And that's where I was kind of getting at with the message from your doorway. It's like you have to move away from any kind of lack mindset or, again, really harsh self-criticism, because that's not doing anything for you. It's not allowing you to, again, metamorphose into the new role that you're supposed to be taking on. I feel like some of you could have a tendency to be very resistant to change, or again, resistant to the flow that you naturally feel and what your intuition is telling you have to move towards. You cannot be resistant to this water element. That is a big thing that you guys need to work with, is the element of water. Learn how to flow with it. Learn how it's important within your own life. You might even need to drink more water on a daily basis. So, looking at our next card here, you guys got the cow with nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. Exactly. So again, this feels like feminine energy yet again for you guys. And literally all these key words are things that we've already kind of brought up and we've been discussing here. It's like, if you want to receive something, you have to ask for it, and then you have to put action towards actually receiving said thing. You are very much thinking about how to create and go after the abundance you want in your life. And again, in order to have that, you've got to be nourishing yourself and nourishing your soul and your heart by doing the things that are going to make you the happiest. You can't be staying stuck in an old pattern. There's a lot of shit here that you guys need to definitely learn how to release, and better time management is going to be an important part of that. Learning how to better again, listen to what your body is trying to tell you when you need to have more rest, making sure that you know how to properly structure your days. And the word missions came to mind, like having a goal every single day and being like, if I do at least this much today, then that's perfect. Like, I've hit my goal for today. It doesn't need to be like a million things. Like, some of you, I feel like, can overextend or overwork yourself, or on the opposite spectrum, some of you procrastinate too much about getting started with things. So with the cow says, "Take my milk, I can always feed you. I'll eat the grass of the god and goddess, and in turn, pass good fortune on to you. Nourishment is never ending when I appear on your path. Don't forget to till the soil so that grass may grow. Abundance is made manifest out of a universal system. Do your part, and I will do mine with joy. Ask, and you will receive all the blessings I have to offer." The cow reminds you that there is no shortage of blessings in the world. Ask to partake in the infinite abundance, and you will indeed get exactly what you need. So also be careful what it is you wish for. But again, there's that key word. It's like, abundance is made manifest out of a universal system. You do your part, and the universe will do its part. But again, you have to initiate it. You have to ask, and you have to start acting. Or else, why should you receive the thing then, if you're not, presenting like how important it is to you to have it? That's what the action is showing, is like you are serious and you really want this, which is like always an impressive thing in any area of life. If you see somebody, it's like they really want this, and you see them acting on it and like putting all their effort into making it happen for themselves, you're like, hey, wow, that's really impressive. That's really inspiring. Like, you guys have that ability to do that also for others, but also especially for yourself. And you have to, if that's like, in order to get the abundance you're looking at. And lastly, we have the magpie coming in with addiction. Very interesting. So this might be part of some of the work that you guys need to kind of do. Maybe some of you have a particular addiction that maybe is holding you back. But let's go ahead and address what the magpie is wanting to tell you. Also, I'm just going to point out that these creatures, these could also represent signs and synchronicity, especially the cow. Like, a cow happens to cross your path, or you see a cow, pay attention to that, because that might be a really big synchronicity. Also, magpies might be another one for you guys. So with the magpie, it is talking about, you have an addictive personality. Track the root of your cravings. Let go of emotional baggage. Someone's behavior needs to be addressed. Don't take risks at the expense of others. A treasured piece of jewelry turns up. Join a support group to help with addiction. So, all the glitters is not gold, as my beady eye will testify. Your obsession for the possession of that which you desire is spiraling out of control. Your continual quest to reach the highest of highs could cause you to fall down low and far from the nest. Anything shiny will catch my attention, and don't think I won't dive bomb you from any treasures you've been eyeing up. My warning bides you to not be blinded by that which dazzles you. For your tendencies to worship materialistic idols have caused you to believe in the false ideals placed upon you by peer pressure as well as the media. Dangerous addictions are fueling your habits, and you and others could be in danger because of your fixation. My sharp eyes see through the illusion of your destructive patterns and cravings. So let me work a little magpie magic to bring balance into your life as you reevaluate priorities. Exactly. So Oh, and it's really interesting here because talking about kind of the witchy tips that are have to do with the magpie. For facing difficult situations, take a magpie feather and make a necklace or amulet for protection. Wear for boldness and facing fear. Use a tied bundle of feathers for sweeping over your altar or threshold. Call on the goddess Hel and magpie when you need balance. So there's a specific deity, and that was something I was talking about. It's so crazy because it's Hel. She is obviously like the Norse goddess of the underworld, and you literally have the death card here. So clearly there is a lot of baggage, and there's maybe some addictions or whatnot that need to be cleared out. I also felt like it was really important, it was mentioning the worship of materialistic idols that cause you to believe in the false ideals placed upon you by peer pressure as well as the media. So I really get a sense that some of you, you can be thrown off your journey, your path here, by listening and putting the expectation on yourself based off what you see in social media, or you see how other people appear to live their life, or how, again, the society, media kind of presents how you're supposed to live life or how you're supposed to value things. And that makes you second guess your own personal intuition about where it is you're supposed to flow. You're supposed to have that typical 9-to-5 job working in an office. Well, if your soul tells you no, you're meant to do something else, sure, it could be a harder, challenging path, but that is what you're meant to do because you can be successful at it, then go against the norm. I feel like there could be some hesitation here to, again, listen to your voice, your inner voice about what you need to do, because it's something that's unconventional, something that goes against what seems like the natural flow of what others have done around you or before you. But it's everybody has their own unique path. You don't need to follow a specific mold to feel accepted or to, feel like that is how you're supposed to survive. No, you can forge your own way, because again, you ask, you shall receive. You put in the work and you shall receive the abundance that you require from that action if you're putting your work and your action towards the correct thing. So again, there's a need here to kind of address what it is maybe you're putting too much of your focus on that is not aligning with what your soul is calling you to transform into. Obviously, also, if you guys are dealing with any particular addictions or maybe any troubles in managing money or material things, seek out help if you need it, for sure. So that is everything that I'm getting for this particular doorway. So if this resonated, please do leave a like, comment down below what you thought about this. Feel free to give suggestions for what kind of pick of cards you would like to see next. And don't forget, if you'd like to help support this channel and get access to, coloring pages, artwork, exclusive pick of cards, personal readings, all that is going to be available through my Patreon. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you next For those of you who picked the second doorway here with that aqua calcite, as well as obviously this particular doorway for you guys, we're going to go ahead and see what the doorway's message for you is. Change beckons. The path is shifting. The road leads a new way. Do not be alarmed. A change beckons today. So obviously, clearly the journey that you are about to move on to is something completely new. It is a massive change in your life. You're moving in a completely new direction, starting something completely new for yourself, and becoming a whole new person, I feel like, is what is happening here. And it might be something that's just coming out of left field, which means you might be kind of freaking out because it's everything else around you that you've known is falling away or has become extremely challenging, or just weird shit in general has been coming up and you don't understand what is happening. Well, do not panic, because this is a change for the better for sure for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the tarot here and kind of flesh out your journey here a little bit more. So we have the Seven of Wands. So you might be coming up to definitely some resistance. You need to stand your ground. You need to stay strong in what your foundation, your truest foundations and your integrity and your beliefs are, because there might be you actually might be very excited about this change. that you feel is happening, that's going to be occurring, but others around you might be very standoffish about it, or they might be disagreeing, or they don't understand why you're doing it. And so it's like you kind of have to hold your ground, like, no, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm headed, and I'm happy about it. So either these people need to be happy for you, or if they don't do that, then they're clearly not, the most what's the word I'm looking for? Beneficial people to have around you if they can't support you in the changes that you are deciding to go on here. We also have here the 8 of Pentacles as well. So this possibly tells me that some of you, this change that is happening is maybe you're making a change in career or your field of study. Maybe you're completely switching your degree that you're going after, or maybe, again, you're making a big old career change into something that you feel more passionately about. You're learning more about it. You're doing that self-work, that self-study. And again, I feel like people around you may not be completely understanding of why it is you're doing it. But again, it's not their business, especially if people who are maybe in college right now who pick this pile. And again, you're making this giant leap from a completely one major to something completely different. Maybe your parents might be very disagreeing about that because, again, they had an expectation that that's the path you're going to be following. And so it's like, granted, you don't want to disappoint them or you don't want to cause problems, but you have to choose the path that is going to be the most resonant for you. That's going to make you the most happy in your life because, again, you're the one living your life. Nobody else is doing that for you. And also, nobody else has to force you to do something that you don't want to do. Is another aspect here, but it definitely, your path and your journey here is going to require you to really stay strong in what it is you are doing and to put in a lot of work and a lot of self-study to become that master of whatever it is that you are seeking. And lastly, look at this. How fantastic is this? Then you have the 6 of Wands, which is the victory. It is the success. It is public recognition for your achievements. Like, you do this, you hold strong, you put in that work, that self-study, and you will be greatly rewarded for it. It might be a situation where it's like people, they're like questioning, oh, why did you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And then they might kind of turn away from you or whatnot. But then once you get that success, they might come back and be like, oh, wow, that's so amazing. And you're just like, yeah, that's not what you were saying when I first started this, kind of thing. But overall, I definitely get the sense that this journey here for you guys, it could definitely take some time. It's not going to be kind of an overnight change. This could be a very gradual thing that's going to take, maybe it could potentially take some years or some months, whatnot. But the end result of it is going to be so wonderful for you and so fulfilling with that 6 of Wands coming out here as well. So let's also take a look at the oracle cards you guys have. And you guys actually had 2 of these oracle cards come out. So we have Stillness with that swan, which is a beautiful, very powerful totem animal. They're graceful, they're beautiful, but they're also extremely fierce. And we have Wonders. And look at the color seers. What was that word that came out of my mouth? Look at the colors that we have here. It's all these beautiful blues and purples, and definitely like the higher chakras are important here. Communication, your third eye, listening to your intuition, connecting to the higher powers that be around. What is my fucking I don't know what I'm saying. My mouth is just gonna go into mush mode. But anyway, let's talk about the Stillness card here and see what message it has. So it's talking about the frozen tundra. So take a step back from a project, situation, or relationship, even if for just a few moments. Mend bridges, slow down, breathe, be still, go within, listen to your inner voice. Take time to connect with your spirit guides, ancestors, and spiritual guardians. Listen to your higher self. Timing is everything, and I feel like the timing is coming up now for you to make this change. This is not a good time to start a new cycle. Wait, incubate, Fix things that need fixing. Heal things that need healing. Think things through. Forgive yourself and others. If things seem barren or even bleak, hold on, just as the migrating birds find new life in the tundra marshes in the summer. You too will expand once again during the coming thaw in your life. So I definitely feel like this is very resonant for the energy that you guys are probably currently going through. You need to take this time, this stillness, this kind of break to really consider, what is your inner voice telling you need to do? And what is the direction you need to go in? And then you need to be very firm with yourself in sticking with it. Because again, there's beautiful wonders here for you to witness. Like I really truly feel that you guys, like if you are following your highest path and you're putting all your work and you're putting all your effort into it, it's like the results of it will be beyond your wildest imagination, honestly. So with that Wonders card, let's go ahead and talk about it. So with it here is about quartz crystals. So you might want to work specifically with either clear quartz, amethyst, citrine, rose, and smoky. And in fact, that might resonate because some of you might have chosen this pile and maybe have chosen one of the other piles where I pulled out actually some rose quartz for a different pile. But regardless, this is really talking about just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life. Sometimes they won't be apparent at first. Nevertheless, they are there. The more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish even the smaller ones, no matter how tiny they may seem. Let go of expectations. Don't limit the way that you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open. If you believe anything and everything is possible. Wow, exactly. So your belief is everything here. If you can believe it and you believe in yourself, then it will happen for you. So next up, you guys got the Wind Fairy. So thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So obviously, you got to be very aware of how your thoughts in your words really affect the world around you, because they do greatly, especially with the Wind Fairy coming up here. So let's talk a little bit more about her. The Wind Fairy whispers that the power of thoughts manifests the unseen into the physical. Take time to observe your predominant thoughts. Are they positive? Do they reflect empowering concepts, or are they negative and disempowering? When you tune into how your mind is focused, you will surely see the relationships between your environment and the thoughts you're thinking. To change the world of outer conditions, you must first change the way you think, the inner conditions. So the Wind Fairy also reminds you of the power of intellect, as this is a good time to use the power of your analytical mind. Think before you act. This is not the time for impulsive action. A well thought out strategy will yield a positive result. Obviously, seeking out higher knowledge, higher learning, putting in that work, and coming up with practical plans for how you can achieve stuff for yourself. And lastly, we have the Wasps here with Revenge. Very interesting. So this could definitely be reflecting maybe the work that needs to be done, the thing that potentially could be blocking your journey or, causing issues on the journey. So let's see here with the Wasp. So it's saying something you have sworn is going to come back to sting you. Be careful not to break the law in order to get back at someone. Remember, the truth will out. I think they meant right there. Remember, the truth will come out. So be patient and hold tight for now. You are about to be called out on a misdeed. Time to be honest and transparent. So I definitely feel like, this can kind of go both ways, mattering on how you guys are. If you've done anything kind of shady, it could definitely come out that people are going to be turning it around and calling you out. Or again, this is about you buying your time and waiting, because shady people, they'll be showing out of the woodwork. And again, that karma will come back around, regardless to who started it. So here I am. Take a good long look. Am I not a beauty to behold, perfectly formed to deliver a real sting in the tail if you cross me? And unlike my honeybee cousins, I can do this more than once, so be warned. You may seek revenge for serious wrongdoings, for words most foul spread about you, for acts in your name, for a hurt so profound that now it is anger and rage that keep you going. Okay, I can deliver, but revenge takes many forms. And maybe what you really seek is to be vindicated, to have the truth be told, to have your name cleared, not more damage and destruction on top of exiting wreckage. Think hard on this, for perhaps the best way to avenge is to rise above all the chaos, to forgive and to release the hurt and to take pity. You have all the power now. It is your anger and hurt that feed into the drama. Remove this and you will inject a far more transformational energy into the situation than any pain my efforts can inflict. So I definitely feel like you guys, you have to, especially if people are like coming at you and they're being, they're trying to cause a lot of fucking drama. It's like you need to, again, hold your ground and be like, no, I'm not about that drama anymore. I am focusing on me. I'm, again, focusing on you, your thoughts, your positivity, and you're not going to let other people's negativity and drama inflict on you. Also, if some other people have done shady shit to you and have been, a real asshole, do not seek to go into that negative and to go into and strike out revenge. The best revenge is you becoming the most successful version of yourself, regardless of what anybody else has said in the past. You living your light and you pursuing your goals and being successful and being a badass bitch, regardless of your gender, being a badass bitch is going to be the best revenge of all to these people, these naysayers or these negative Nancys or these Karens or whatever the fuck you want to call it, all right? It's like, no, we're not about spreading more of the hate and the fucking drama and all that bullshit. You can rise above it for sure. Or, again, you can give into the revenge, but expect to get more bad shit coming back to you if you give into that. Because you're giving into that negativity. You're feeding into that. You're giving those people exactly what they want, which is you lowering your vibe down to their level. Do not do that because you are worth so much more than that. 100%. So, whew. That is the message that I'm getting for this particular group here. So if this resonated, please do leave a message, comment down below, like this video. If you'd like to help support this channel, get access to more exclusive pick-a cards, personal readings, coloring pages, artwork, all that kind of fun stuff, please do consider supporting my Patreon because it truly does work. And it's a really fun, way of getting involved with the stuff that I'm doing and kind of having a cool little community that we can all share in. So thank you all so much and I'll see you next one. For those that were attracted to the third doorway here with the Libyan Desert Tektite, here is your doorway and we're going to see what its message is for you, and that is sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sunlight burns. So I definitely feel like for you guys, honestly, I feel like in order for you to really get started on your journey, there is some healing that needs to be done. There is some release that needs to happen. There is some cord cutting that needs to take place here, especially against anything that has hurt you in the past in particular, or again, has kind of dimmed your light in any way. I also feel like divine timing is extremely important for you guys, and to allow things to kind of unfold how they naturally will. I don't feel like you guys need to exert and push things too much, because it's like the truth will come out eventually. It always finds a way to do that. I feel like you're kind of moving through one phase and into the next, but in order to have that properly happen, there's some things deep within you that you need to address. So let's go ahead and dive into your tarot and see how we can get more information on your journey here. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So clearly, you guys, you got to get balance first. Like, that is what is highly necessary for you on your journey. You have to find a work-life balance. You have to cut out some of the bullshit. You might have been spreading yourself way too thin. Definitely giving too much energy to everybody else and not so much enough to yourself. And you got to become clear on what your major goal is. I recommend narrowing it down to 1 to 2 things in particular and finding a way to balance those things. What are your highest priorities here, and how can you actively do stuff every day to move you closer to those goals? Yeah, it could definitely be that there's one area, you've put too much effort towards one area of your life and neglected another part, and now it's really coming up and it's really suffering because of that. It could be, maybe your focus has been too much on work and you haven't given enough time to your personal relationships, and that has suffered because of that. Or it could be the opposite, where you're spending too much on the personal relationships or everybody else's relationships and not enough on your personal work or your personal needs. We also have here, look at that, the Wheel of Fortune. What was I talking about? I was talking about divine timing. Divine timing is very, very important for you guys. There's a lot of fated things that are happening along your path. And oftentimes, you guys may have been in for a while a very low point, a very low moment. But for you guys, these are always temporary states. If something bad happens, something good is just around the corner. That is the natural flow of the universe. And if you guys especially understand, like, hey, this bad thing may have happened, okay, but this is what I learned from it, and I know that something important is occurring because of this. I also feel like a lot of you maybe have applied to a lot of different things and you've been rejected a lot of times. And this can even be in the case of friendships, relationships, whatnot, but like you've dealt with maybe a lot of rejection. And there's a reason for that, though. The rejection has been there to serve a purpose of saying, hey, that thing wasn't meant for you. It's not good for you because there's something much better. You're just not seeing clearly what it is that is wrong with that situation. Or it could even be that, hey, we are stopping any of this from happening because you need to turn back onto yourself and kind of address, hey, there's something here that needs to be fixed. There needs to be something healed within you before you can have that thing. Because if we just give it to you now, it's not going to turn out how you want it. It's not going to turn out for your betterment or the betterment of anybody else or anything else involved, because there's missing ingredients here. But with that said, our final card here is the Sun. So it's like victory, success, beauty, joy, happiness, all the great good shit that is deserving of you is around the corner. But in order to get there, you have to get fucking balanced. Like, balance on all levels. You need to make sure that your health is balanced. Your finances are balanced. You need to make sure that your inner spiritual self is balanced. Your masculine, your feminine. You cannot avoid doing the shadow work if you want the fucking light, okay? Like, that's like a big thing that is jumping out here, because it's, again, a lot of people want to avoid the shadow work, or they're afraid of the shadow work because they misunderstand what it's about. And yes, shadow work can definitely be very fucking uncomfortable, but it's like, it is you. Those uncomfortable bits are you. Avoiding them is meaning you're avoiding yourself, which is no help to yourself. And again, like, especially if you were attracted to this door, it is a lot of shadow, but then you got that light at the end of the tunnel kind of situation here. So it's like, yeah, you have to move through that shadow work. You have to get balanced to have the sun moment, to have that beauty, to have that comfort and that success. And I feel like finally, like a sigh of fresh air, where it's just like, wow, you can finally relax, because now you know and you understand what bullshit has been holding you back for so long now. And now you can finally reconnect. And a big part of it is connecting to your inner child here. You need to address what has happened in your inner child. And obviously, abundance is going to be a big focus here for you, because we have Pentacles and we have the Sun energy, which the Sun is Leo energy as well. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about your your oracle cards. So look at this. We got abundance coming out here. So it's like, yes, you're meant for some really beautiful and fantastic abundance, but also understand that true abundance has many different forms. Abundance doesn't always mean, oh, you have a fuck ton of cash. It can, and that's always fucking nice. But also abundance can mean like abundance and happiness, fulfillment, living your life's purpose, abundance of all kinds of other things. Like, again, abundance is not just a term to think in relations to material things. You can have abundance in a lot of different ways and shapes. And so this is talking about the wildflower wonderland. So you might want to get out in nature a little bit more. You need to go out under the sun a little bit more, get more vitamin D in whatever form that is for you guys. Plant flowers, put positivity around you. You might even want to work with like flower magic or flower forms of divination. Keep flowers around you in your personal space, because I feel like it's a very uplifting, happy energy for you guys. Especially maybe sunflowers might be significant, or cosmos. So, everything is blossoming in life. Open yourself to receiving. Abundance, fulfillment, and prosperity are ready to be activated in your life. Life desires you to prosper. You are moving toward an outpouring of money, energy, time, or love. Opportunities are limitless. However, you must take action in the direction of your dreams. Don't wait for abundance to fall into your lap. Take steps. Give deeply and fully. Don't hold back. This card reveals that this is a great time to make investments. The more you give with a free and open heart, the more you will receive. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you. So practice an attitude of gratitude for you guys, hardcore. So next up, we have a very interesting card coming out for you guys, and that is birth, rebirth. Exactly. So looking at this particular card, clearly, this is about going through a rebirth cycle for you guys, of cleansing out the old and stepping into the new. So inspiration and new life are here. Rejoice, for spring is in the air and you're beginning again. This marker bodes well for any new project, endeavor, relationship, or idea to take shape and be birthed into the world. It also reminds you that anything old or painful can be brought forth or transformed by a new and creative perspective. This marker reminds you that the process leading up to a birth can feel cumbersome, restrictive, painful, and never-ending. Yet, the final shift brings an extraordinary gift of new life, a new vision born of surrender, and a total release. Know that you've come far and are a place to celebrate your ideas and all things anew. This card asks that you align yourself with the mystery of spirit, the true source of creative energy and power. None of us are inspired without the subtle and profound influence of the soul's longing and the urging of the divine. Remember the prayer. Make me a channel for divine creativity. Use me as an instrument of higher will, and watch a miracle unfold. I definitely feel like there is a chance here for some really auspicious and grand miracles to occur, especially with something like the Wheel of Fortune here. I'm also just going to call out, because I was sensing a little bit, especially with something like the sun, because the sun can be in relations to childbirth, that some of this might actually literally have to do with trying to birth a child or start a family. It's something you guys have been wanting or seeking. This is definitely auspicious that, yes, that can eventually come about. But again, you need to address whatever is out of balance first. So lastly, for you guys, we have the ferret with observant. So pay attention to the small details happening around you. Be observant and listening really closely to your body and your intuition, because it's really truly trying to guide you in the right direction. So don't rush into a job change or a house move. First, check all the paperwork, and when it comes to a property, have a really good look around. If you're unsure about advice you have been given, ask for a second opinion. I also feel like especially when it comes to your own personal health, whether it has to do specifically with any kind of childbirth or fertility or any aspect of life, ask for a fucking second opinion. Seek out a second opinion from another doctor or another professional before you go and buy the words of the first person you go. And then you know what? Get a third opinion. Like, do not stop believing that it's possible. Get many different opinions and perspectives from different outlets, especially when it comes to, you know, personal health. Look at the Western medicine perspective. Look at the Eastern medicine perspective. Look at natural remedies. You know, look at all the different possibilities and consider what is the most correct for your lifestyle. What is going to help you the most. Combine all fucking three. I think that is honestly the best way, is combining all of the things, because each thing has a different benefit to it. But anyway, keep your eyes peeled and your wits about you. Much is taking place behind closed doors and spoken about in dark corners. Much that you ought to be aware of before making any major final decisions, especially regarding home affairs. My powers help you gain the insight and information you need. I'm quick, silent, and always alert to what is happening around me. Send me into places far or near, and I can do your bidding without drawing much attention, as most will avoid me rather than try to catch me. I may look cute of face and soft of fur, but I have a sharp bite and strong body to wiggle out of any tricky situation. Put your attention to where is most needed. Don't be distracted or misled. Be mindful of what is said, and you will soon know who is trying to pull a fast one and who you can trust and even learn from. You have much to gain by looking at all of your options and all the angles right now. Exactly. There are so many, you know, possibilities and potentials for you. 100% with the abundance and the birth card. It's like, yes, it's all there. I mean, you got the fucking sun too. It's like, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. Like, there's so many possibilities for you. So don't sell yourself on just one path. Consider your options. Find the correct balance for yourself, and the abundance and the happiness, the love, the success will follow for sure. So that is everything that I'm getting off this particular pile. So if this resonated, let me know. Comment down below, you know, like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. And of course, if you would like to come and join my Patreon community, get access to more exclusive pick-a cards, coloring pages, artwork, personal readings, all that kind of fun stuff, that will be available through my Patreon, and it really truly does help the continued growth and production of these kind of videos for you guys and everything else that I do. So thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked pile 4 here, with of course the rose quartz as well as this particular doorway, we're going to go ahead and see what your doorway's message is for you, and it is Anthony's call. So, in thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost can be found. So clearly, here in your journey, you're going to be rediscovering something that you thought maybe you lost. I also get a strong sense that you might be actually experiencing a lot of past life memory recall, or just like, again, like things from the past that were very significant are coming back up, and you're very much learning from that. Again, it's all in this, it's very tied to your north node and your south node, that relationship, and again, living your current life's purpose. It's very like uplifting and very powerful, but very profound. It could be also very emotional for some of you because what you're experiencing, but it's going to bring a lot of clarity for what it is you're supposed to be doing. You might even be extremely clairaudient of a person. Your guides and your spirits might literally be speaking to you in your ear. Music might be playing a very large role in this as well. So let's go ahead and jump into your tarot as well to get more clarity on your journey. So let's see here. So you guys got a lot of additional cards too. So let's see what we got here. So interesting enough, we have the King of Coins. So there might even be particularly a person, maybe their name will be Anthony, or again, somebody who just embodies definitely masculine earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, who might be stepping into your life. They might be very good at business. They might be helping you with a business project or business venture. They're very grounded. They're very down to earth. They know how to do things well and to get things done in a timely manner. Again, they might be really stepping in here to help assist you and guide you in some way. We also have the Two of Swords. So you guys are coming to a massive crossroads, I feel like, to make a strong decision. And it's one that you have to really tap into the deepest part of yourself. And it might be a very hard decision because you feel very awkward making the decision. Maybe you're making a decision between two people, or again, particularly two paths. You're trying to maybe avoid the situation, but it's like in the end, it's something you must do. You're coming to terms with what it is you must do and what decision you must make. And it's something that is very, again, I feel like very profound for you, but it's like you've come a long way to get to this point, so don't hesitate now. You're so close, is what I'm getting the sense here. And then we also got the Hermit. Again, very strong earth energy coming out here, because this is specifically Virgo's energy. So yes, it's like you are going on this massive journey. And it's gonna be one that's gonna be with you for quite a while. It's about you becoming a profound teacher, or again, encountering profound teachers on your path who are really going to be leading you to enlightening yourself on your spiritual path. And yeah, again, it could be a path that and a journey that you might be taking. Well, regardless, it is always going to be a journey that you're taking individually on your own, but it doesn't mean you're alone on it. There could definitely be, you could be surrounded by all kinds of people, but you yourself know that this is a journey that you take for your soul and for your purpose. You're following your light through the darkness. And you're not afraid of the darkness anymore, because you know you always have that light within you to guide you in the right direction. And you know that the darkness is not as scary as it originally seemed. It's just a different state of being. It's a different perspective of things. Like, again, maybe some of you even had near-death experiences. And that's a big part of what this awakening kind of is happening here, this trigger. Where it's like, I just get this, just something very profound has happened or is about to happen on this path you're on that is going to completely shift your perspective, and you're going to reevaluate a lot of things, and you continue to reevaluate as you age. Age is a big component here. Maturity is a big component. You're stepping into a more important role for yourself as a guide and of assistance to others. But you don't necessarily give everybody the answers they need. Like, let me rephrase that. You don't, yeah, that's like a big part of it. It's like, it's not about giving others the answer they need. It's about questioning people so that they find the answers themselves. And that's even what's going to be posed to you. So let's look at your oracle cards here. And it's really interesting what we got. Because damn, you got solitude right there. And that is so in line with that Hermit energy. And you also got protection. Protecting your energy. You are protected on this particular path. Moonlight might also be playing a big role here. So the energy of the feminine, the unseen world, going deeper subconsciously into what it is you need to learn. So let's go ahead and talk about both of these cards and see what they have to tell you. So we're going to start off with the protection card, which is the guardian oak. So you might particularly want to work with oak trees. That might be a big totem kind of spirit for you to work with. If there's oak trees around your personal space where you live, definitely go out there and connect with that tree. You know, have that become a sacred place where you go to meditate, potentially. Also pay attention to lightning. So with this, one of the most potent signs on the sacred landscape is the ancient oak. It carries numerous meanings. You are protected. You can weather anything. Your roots go deep. You are brave and you can survive anything. Stand strong. You carry the energy of a leader and you have great authority in life. Great wisdom is expanding within you. 100%. And others sense this. This card can also mean to protect your assets. Take care to guard and protect your home, your loved ones, and yourself. And then, of course, we have that solitude, which is the sacred island. So spend some time alone. In your life, this means to take your own counsel rather than relying on the opinions and dictates of others. Break away from the crowd. Be your own. This card also speaks of self-resourcefulness, self-alliance, and tenacious individuality. If you are working on a project, trust your instincts and follow your own lead. Your creativity is at its peak. Let it flow. If you're in a relationship that is disempowering, this card suggests that it's time to step away. Take time to reassess your life. In solitude, you will thrive. This card also suggests safe haven, a sacred womb for incubation and self-transformation. That is what you guys are going on. You're going on a journey of self-transformation and really unlocking your hidden wisdom. And so next up, woohoo, look at that. We got the hawk with omens and messages, card 11. So yes, there are so many signs and synchronicities popping up around for you guys. Great omens. For sure. Pay attention to when you hear the call of the hawk in particular. So, talking more about the hawk and its significance for you. When the hawk appears, expect a message to be delivered to you to aid you in your quest. Perhaps a telephone call from a friend will help you solve a mystery, or a chance meeting with someone may solve a riddle, that King of Pentacles. You may literally see writing on a wall or overhear a conversation between strangers that reveals your own answer unexpectedly. You will know it when it happens. Be open to messages from others and be aware of omens and signs in nature, like that oak tree. Maybe you literally witness lightning strike an oak tree, or maybe you see the moon rising over the water, the way it reflects, something like that, like very much out in nature and witnessing, again, something profound. So anyway, the world is constantly attempting to communicate with us, but we human beings have forgotten how to listen. So remember who you are, an intrinsic part of the great mystery of life. Listen and learn. This is the gift of the hawk as he soars into your life from Avalon's skies. Wow. And then you guys also got 2 of these particular cards. So you got the nymph coming out for you. Again, wood nymphs, dirads, all of these kind of fae-like creatures might be coming out to you as well. And this is the card of promiscuity. So I feel like definitely deeply tapping into your own sexual energy, your creative source. Again, that's what the sacral chakra is all about. It's all about sexuality and creativity. Tapping into that, releasing the confines and the hesitation around embracing your own body. And we also have the otter with dexterity. So let's talk about both of these cards for you more in depth and their messages. So starting off with the otter. Where is my otter? Here he is. So you have the potential of a champion. Nurture your talents and share with others. Practice makes perfect. Work with a sense of efficiency. Know that you are capable. Think like a winner. Give it your best shot. Look after your hands. That's very specific. Give yourself more credit. Look at what you've already achieved. Be quick off the mark. Studying for an exam or test gets results. Maintain spiritual and personal boundaries. Boundaries are highly important for you because, again, you need to kind of be in your own sacred personal space to do your best work. So it's a miracle that I've turned up, considering that mankind disappeared from rivers for some time. However, our future is looking brighter as we adapt to changing environmental conditions and use our adept skills in order to survive. Come slide down the rocks with me. It's my favorite pastime, and you should add some play into your busy schedule as well as fluidity. Like me, I can see that you are nimble when it comes to working with your hands. The skills you seek will come, but only with practice, and more practice is the only way for you, your wish to improve or maintain your proficiency. You were born with great talent, but instead of just drifting, remember that you need to hone your skills to ensure that they are slick and proficient. I'll grip your hand tightly whenever nerves get the better of you and the pressure to do well is on. So clearly you guys are born with a very significant personal talent. You need to nurture that talent way more, and it has something to do with your hands. Again, I was mentioning music earlier, so let's go ahead and talk about the nymph. So, and actually the nymph and otter are kind of successive cards in this deck. So, go with the flow and ooze your natural sensuality. An attractive proposition is a great catch. Visit a sex therapist. Promiscuous behavior is stemming from early abandonment. Embrace your worth for greater confidence. You don't have to put out to be popular. Just say a big fat no. So, does not my alluring beauty seduce you? Are you not bewitched by my beguiling appearance? I take pride in my dazzling looks and my long flowing tresses representing my untamed sexuality, all part of my charm to entice you. Whenever you're lacking in self-confidence or daunted by intimacy, allow me to swim by to ignite your sensuality and seductive powers. However, my gift does not give you license for illicit wantedness or promiscuous activities, which could face you with moral judgment, shame, and discrimination. Nymph magic is emotionally deep and nurturing, so journey with me to determine and heal the source of any liberal and impure carnal behavior, and I shall restore you with self-care, self-respect, and self-love. As waves crash all around you, I urge you to simply listen. For in amongst the quietness, you will find time for reflection, that solitude. So dive deeply within to follow the meanderings of your truth as you swim toward sexual freedom. Gotta love the nymphs with that energy. This also reminds me of the mermaid card from a different deck that I have. Very much mermaids, nymphs. They're very much about this sexual, sensual energy, this very free flowing energy, and I love it. So anyway, that is everything I'm seeing here for this particular pile. So if this resonated, please do leave a like on this video, comment down below, and if you'd like to join my Patreon community, please do consider checking that link out down below. You guys can get access to more exclusive pick-a cards, as well as coloring pages, artwork, personal readings, all kinds of other fun little things that I'm doing over there. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. For those of you who picked the fifth and final pile here with that goldstone sparkly heart, and of course your doorway here, which we're going to see its message for you, which is a cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly, then you have arrived. So I definitely feel like a lot of you who chose this story, you're longing for connection. That could be just connection in general to somebody else who truly sees and understands you, or definitely it could be of the romantic sort. Definitely love, happiness. But again, this is a message. If you truly want those things, then you have to be boldly showing your authentic self and not giving a fuck what anybody else thinks about it, because that is when you'll find somebody who truly sees you and appreciates you for who you are. Okay? So again, live deliberately and choose boldly. So let's go ahead and get more detail on your journey here with the tarot. Wow, that makes so much sense. So first up, we got the Seven of Swords. And again, don't be frightened when you see the Seven of Swords, because there's different ways of reading this card. And definitely a big part of reading this card here, yes, it can mean something shady, liars, thieves, avoiding responsibility, but it's also a big card that has to do with choosing your most authentic and individual path and living that shit without zero regrets. You know, really seeking out and going onto your path and not being afraid of harsh judgments that others might be trying to place on you. Especially, I feel like even for you guys, it's like you might perceive judgments from others, but really nobody's judging you. I mean, yes, there could be people judging you, but I feel like you're kind of projecting this idea that there's way more of a harsh judgment being pushed on you if you try to pursue the thing that really lights you up. So again, going on your own individual journey here is highly important. And look at what we got here. What does that lead to? You got to be honest and truthful with yourself and about what you want. And we have the Three of Cups. And I was literally talking about you guys are seeking out true connection. You want a tribe. You want to find your soul tribe. You want to find the connections that really, again, light you up and make you feel fulfilled, because you are maybe a group here that really needs a partnership. You do your best work when you're in partnership, or that's a part of your destiny. It wouldn't be surprising if you had maybe a lot of 7th house or excuse me, I feel sneeze coming on. 7th house or Libra placements in your particular chart, because that has a lot, or Aquarius, because a lot of those have to do with kind of connections, community, partnerships, you know, bonding with others. We also have here the Page of Coins. So starting something new, maybe a new business venture, learning more about yourself, being very practical, learning still how to be practical, putting yourself out there and starting that journey is really, really important as well. And lastly, we got the Ace of fucking Wands. So with this, of course, embracing your power, embracing your sensuality, your sexuality, your creativity, your spirituality, and just doing the thing. That is the big message of the Ace of Wands, and I say it every time it comes up. Just do it. It's like the fucking meme from Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. What was it? Yesterday you said tomorrow. So just do it. So that's definitely a big energy here. You guys have to, if you want these connections and you want to celebrate finding like-minded people, then you have to put yourself out there. You got to be a little bit more confident in yourself that you are worthy of, you know, finding that. And because you are, everybody is. Again, you might have to go through some shady fucking situations like we all do, but eventually you will find the magic ratio. You will find how to get there. And again, a big part of how to do that is to, one, live authentically and just be yourself and not give a fuck about disappointing others, or again, trying to force yourself to act or be like somebody else's ideal. It's like you have to live your own ideal and be who you ideally see yourself as. You know, it's kind of like energy of, when it comes to that, it's like, especially if you're feeling like you lack in self-confidence, fake it until you make it, because it does work and you will gain that confidence for yourself. But again, don't be pretending to be somebody you're not, though. That's a big thing here. So jumping into your oracle cards here, we have leadership. See, that's what a big part of what your journey is. This is about you becoming a grand leader. You have this capability, whether you believe it or not. You can be an amazing leader, and other people can definitely look up to you. I'm just getting the sense here of a very much like a lack of confidence. So definitely be working on your power center, which is definitely your solar plexus chakra. And this is all about North Star. So following your North Star for sure. So just as a North Star is a beacon for travelers in the dark of the night, you are a beacon for others. It's time to step into the light and take your leadership role. You are a teacher, steward, guardian, and healer, a true leader. Own these gifts. Come into the light. Don't hold back. Let the world see your light. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as a stepping stone for others to reach their dreams. If you've been hiding in the background, it's time to break out and become the light for others. Through this, your stars shine brighter. Do not think of yourself as a side character. You are the main character of your own story, so live like it. So next up, powerful We got the dragon here. Power and strength. Literally, you got leadership, and now you have power and strength with literally, like, the fucking dragon. Like, you guys have that energy within you. Maybe you were even born in Year of the Dragon. But let's talk about this. So, with the dragon comes to offer you its power and strength to protect and fortify you on this leg of your journey. The dragon symbolizes true power and reminds you that this infinite source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul. So call on the dragon's spiritual power and strength, and you'll find a vast resource to strengthen your resolve through morality, integrity, and purpose. If you're struggling with these issues, the dragon will restore them to you. Remember that the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and true strength is found within, not in the outside world. Never mistake a gentle man for a weak one. Watch for a signal. The dragon always makes the next step clear and gives you the power to take it. Wow, you're going to literally be given like a very clear sign and synchronicity through the dragon about, hey, here is your next step. This is what you need to do. So, lastly, and it's really interesting that this card is coming out considering we do have that Seven of Swords. So, I definitely feel it's very, very important that you guys be discerning about who you let into your circle. Okay? Because, again, some people can be shady, for sure. So, be aware of it. So because we have the spider with deception, which is a very much closely related keyword to that Seven of Swords. But we also have, holy shit, what was I talking about? That is so fucking crazy. We got the bee with literally community. That is such a big part of your journey. Wow. But again, you got to be discerning about the communities you get involved with and like knowing all the dirty deets for sure. So let's talk about the bee. Let's talk about the bee. So, make time to be with family and friends. Be part of a community, helping others and the earth. Abundance is flowing into your life. Develop new ideas and projects and see them to completion. Take responsibility for your own actions. Talk to the bees. So, definitely with that, also be aware of who you tell your ideas to and share your projects with, because again, there could be some deception that comes along your path because again, you are meant for a very large role, a very powerful role, and there's going to be people, of course, like always, who are going to want to take advantage of that, especially because you are a good-natured, warm heart. Again, don't take a kind, gentle man as a weak man. That is not the case. So, wow, you have been a busy bee, flying around to gather and pollinate your ideas for projects and goals and for your work and life vision. Your devotion and dedication to helping others is recognized. As you serve your community with new ideas, you share in life's sweet nectar and bear the fruits of your labors. Your forward thinking knows there is no limit to your sweet success. Like me, you are a hard worker. I believe I can fly is your motto. Even though others try to clip your wings and ground you, so do your happy bee dance to all concerned to show your unstoppable force of nature. Right action brings abundance and prosperity to all concerned as opportunities flower in your field of dreams. It's important not to do too much all in one go. Pace yourself and take time to smell the roses as you enjoy life's sweet moments and memories. Just be. And I just saw 1010 when I said that, so that might be significant for some of you. And then we're going to go into the spider. So, regardless of how you feel about spiders, spiders are wonderful creatures, and they are very, very helpful and important to the ecosystem. Just saying. So don't hate on them too much. They serve a very important role and purpose. So, make sure your boundaries are clear and in place. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Keep them to yourself. Stop self-sabotaging. You weave your own destiny. A new home or career is forecast. Exactly. You are in a sticky situation, aren't you? But I have caught you just in time before you become someone else's meal ticket. As you try to untangle from a mess of deception, allow me to draw closer, for I see the web of lies spinning around you.
Despite your apprehension, I wait patiently for an appropriate time to appear. That time is now. Those who would deceive you work with the shadow self and are energetically drawn to you like a spider to a fly. Your web of life is so enticing that others are innocently lured to partake in your magic. You are so caught up with trying to assist that you unwittingly have become their prey. Fear not, for a little spider magic will tear up the elaborate web spun to trap you, and I will build you back up again with my feminine energy. Remember that everything depends on the choices you create, so be mindful as I crawl in to assist you through the world wide web of life. So, obviously, with that kind of message coming up, you guys definitely need to, again, be aware of who you tell your plans and your projects to, because there could be people who want to try to take advantage of what it is that they clearly see just how amazing you are and your potential, especially before you can reach, like, especially if you're struggling again with that sense of, finding your community, stepping up and having your voice be heard, stepping into your leadership role. Some people could try to take advantage of that and try to keep you down. Again, do not let that happen. Be discerning, but don't be unkind. You don't have to cut yourself off from reaching out and putting yourself out there just because there's shady people, because there always will be shady people. Again, it's about your choices and making sure you're not the one being the shady person in your own life and self-sabotaging yourself from reaching out and putting yourself out there because of fear of somebody's going to take advantage of you. That's also a big portion of this as well. So, with that said, that is everything I'm seeing here for this particular pile. So if this resonated, please do leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more. And of course, if you would like to become a part of my Patreon community, definitely do feel free to check out that link down below, because that will give you access to more exclusive pick-a-cards, coloring pages, artwork, personal readings, all kinds of other fun little stuff that we can all take part in. And it truly does help the continued growth of this channel and the work that I do. So thank you all so much for your support, and I will see you in the next one.